Welcome to Locker Room Talk with Jamie. Today is Friday, December 11th, 2020. We are now airing episode 15. Is that when I can start saying I'm old? Just kidding. Maybe another week, another podcast, maybe another dollar. Who knows? We're always looking for sponsors for us podcast. Your money goes to a good cause. Just send us an email or message us on Facebook for more information. It would be a pleasure to have your business. We do have some sad news to report this week. In a 3 day span, Pat Patterson, who was Vince McMahon's right hand man for most of the 80s boom period, has passed away just this Friday. That same day, Rayford Johnson, who was the winner of the Olympic decathlon champion in 1960, also passed away. Later in life, he founded a Special Olympics branch in Southern California. He was a true friend to our movement. We are also sad to report that on Sunday, the voice of golf, Peter Atlas, passed away. He worked for the BBC for more than 60 years. He also worked for ABC Sports, particularly for the Open Championship in Britain. May these three icons in sports rest in peace and have a rumbling reunion of sports together. We have to get our best first this week in order for you to make the connection to our stat of the week. The best of the week is that Sergio Perez won his first ever Formula One race this weekend in Bahrain. Esteban Ocon got his first podium in that same race. We love first time podium finishes. Lewis Hamilton wasn't in the race this weekend, but it shows how dominant he was this season. Now, with no further ado, here is our stay it with me, our stat of the week. Sergio's win came after 190 stats, the most for any driver before his first win. Better late than never. Rant, rant, rant. It's all we do. Our rant of the week is brought to you by none other than my favorite sport, college football. According to Pat Forty of Sports Illustrated, the Big Ten Conference has changed its policy that teams must play a minimum of 6 games to 5 games to be eligible for the conference title game, opening the door for Ohio State to play Northwestern in next week's league title game. Ohio State unfortunately moves the needle. But come on, stick to your original rules. Ohio State will be in the national championship playoff anyway because the playoff committee doesn't have a set number of games a team must play to qualify. It just makes my eyes roll. Did I just say my spine? See my spine? Moving on to better news in football. This weekend is the Army Navy game. The game is tomorrow at 3 p.m. on CBS, and you bet I'll be watching. The Army-Navy game is one game or event that is on my bucket list. It is one of America's great sporting traditions. I like how before the game, the Black Knights of Army and the midshipmen of Navy walk onto the field in formation with their uniforms on. It gives me chills. It's usually the last game of the regular season and before, and most teams don't participate in the postseason, so it's the last game for the seniors as well, which makes it very special. Now, for a little history, we give it to our producer, Christy.
Thank you, Jamie. As Jamie stated before, this is one of the oldest traditions in America. It is commonly attended by sitting U.S. presidents. The game has been televised every single year since 1945 on either ABC, CBS, or NBC. CBS has the current rights to the broadcast through 2028. The rivalry between Annapolis and West Point is friendly, but do not be mistaken, it is very intense. Did you know that the Army has had a mule as its mascot since 1899 when an officer decided the team needed a mascot to respond to the Navy's goat? To this date, there has only been one female mule at the Academy, which was gifted to West Point by the Air Force Academy in 1964. Some interesting history there.
So Christy, who do you think's gonna win?
Navy all the way.
Obviously, she'll say that. To date, Navy has 60 wins and Army has 49 wins in the series. There's been 7 ties. I root for good games, not teams, but my prediction this year is Army. When these two teams play, it is unpredictable. We are excited. Good luck to both teams. We will have a poll up on our Facebook page for you to vote on. Go answer, and we will see you next week in regards to those answers. Cancellations upon more cancellations. For this week's worst of the week, UConn men's basketball had to postpone its conference opener twice now because a member of the program tested positive for COVID. Just canceled the season. You tried your best, and this is coming from a basketball fan. Additionally, would like to mention that the return of cricket has been delayed in South Africa and also ultimately canceled because of COVID cases in the team and at the team's hotel. Both England and South Africa were staying at the same hotel. My question is, why were both teams staying at the same hotel? As fans are coming back to the stadium around the world, South Africa just can't get it straight. The sign of the apocalypse. Back to the WWE again. Vince McMahon has changed his mind again, believe it or not. The podcast category on the WWE network was changed to conversations. It's almost like the same organization has a rule about saying medical facility instead of hospital if someone gets injured. Drives me nuts. I will never understand it. People were born in hospitals. But one day I will ask Marlo Ranello, who works for them, if he feels the same way about it as I do. Don't forget to check our podcast post every week for twice the week's coverage of sports. This week, we have a serious conversation on Special Olympics and my philosophy in journalism and reporting. Go check it out. Stay classy, sports fans.